Good morning, students. In this video, we are going to learn about adsorption isotherms and isobars. Adsorption isotherms represents the variation of adsorption at constant temperature. Iso means what? Same. Therm means temperature. Isotherm means at a constant temperature. So, at a constant temperature, how that adsorption varies. We are going to learn that in adsorption isotherms. When amount of adsorption is platted versus temperature. Amount of absorption versus temperature at a constant pressure, it's called as adsorption isobar. So in both graph, adsorption in y-axis, so graph plot between adsorption and temperature only. And this is the graph for physical absorption and this is the graph for chemical absorption. Here x by m is the adsorption. X is a amount of adsorbate absorbed on m grams of adsorbent. So m is a adsorbent and x is a adsorbate. In physical absorption, x by m decreases with increase in temperature. See here, in physical absorption, x by m value decreases when temperature increases. So temperature increases means x by m value decreases. But in chemical absorption, x by m value increases with rise in temperature. So if you are increasing the temperature means x by m value increases and then decreases. See here, in physical absorption decreases with increase in temperature, but in chemical absorption increases with increase in temperature and then decreases. First increases and then decreases like this. The increase illustrates the requirement of activation of surface for adsorption is due to the formations of activated complexes requires certain energy. So in chemical absorption, first it is increases. This increase illustrates requirement of activation energy. For converting reactant into product, some amount of energy is required, that is called as activation energy. So between reactant and product, some activated complex is formed. For forming that, for attaining this level, some energy is needed, that is called as what? Activation energy. So this increase illustrates the requirement of activation of surface for adsorption due to the formations of activated complex, means it requires certain energy. The decrease at high temperature is due to desorption. At a high temperature, it is decreases due to desorption. That means the kinetic energy of the adsorbate increases. Because at a high temperature, it moving fastly. So the kinetic energy of the adsorbate increases. While moving, adsorption is low. So only while moving fastly, absorption is low, so only it is decreases at high temperature. Next heading, adsorption isotherms. Adsorption isotherm can be studied quantitatively, that is a plot between amount of adsorbate absorbed and pressure at a constant temperature is called as adsorption isotherms. Adsorption isotherms. Iso means same, already you know. Therm means temperature. Isotherm means at a constant temperature. At a constant temperature, we are going to study about amount of adsorbate absorbed and pressure. We are going to these two, concentrate these two only, amount of absorbate absorbed and pressure at a constant temperature. At that conditions we are going to study, so that is called as isotherm. In order to explain these isotherms, various equations were suggested. Mainly we are going to study about Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Very important question. Freundlich adsorption isotherm. According to Freundlich, x by m is equal to k into p power 1 by n. Mention the Freundlich adsorption isotherm equation means you have to write this equation with this explanation. Here x is amount of absorbate, m is absorbent, m grams of absorbent at pressure T. K and N are constant introduced by Freundlich. Here value of N is always less than unity. Unity means 1. So value of N is always less than 1. So in this equation, X means adsorbate, M means absorbent, P means pressure, K and N both are constant introduced by Freundlich. Value of N is always less than 1. So this equation is applicable for adsorption of gas on solid surface. So here we are take this surface, that is absorption of gas on solid surface. Here we are considering these conditions only. The same equation becomes x by m is equal to k into c power 1 by n. The same equations only here given. Same x by m is equal to k, instead of p here we are using c. When used for adsorption in solution with the C concentration. Previous equation is applicable for gases on solid surface. If gas means it has pressure, show only in this equation P we are used. In case adsorption in solution, we are considering adsorption takes place in solution means it has concentration only, it doesn't have any pressure term. So we should change P into C. So only equation will change to x by m is equal to k into c power 1 by n. The equation quantitatively predict the effect of pressure on concentration on the adsorbed gases at constant temperature. At constant temperature, this equation quantitatively predicts effect of pressure on adsorption of gases. How that pressure affect the absorption? By using this equation we can study. So the same equation is given, x by m is equal to k p power 1 by n. If you are taking log on both sides means this equation is changed into log x by m is equal to log k. In log, if multiplication is there means we can use positive. So log x by m is equal to log k plus log p power 1 by n. In log, if anyone is present at the power means we can use it frontly at front. So log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. That means we are applying log formulas. See this picture. In our previous concept, that is isobars, graph plots between x by m and temperature. At isotherm, graph plot between x by m and p. So here one more graph is given. So in this graph plot between log p and log x by m. From this graph we are understanding if pressure increases means x by m values also increases, and in this graph we will get a straight line. If we find out slope means that slope is equal to 1 by n. Here in this graph From this graph we can understand that absorption is directly proportional to P power 1 by n. That 1 by n value is obtained with this graph. That is, if you are finding out the slope, means that is equal to 1 by n, and that intercept value is equal to log k. That only given here. Intercept is equal to log k and slope gives 1 by n. So this equation explains increase of x by m. So x by m increases with the increase in pressure, but experimentally value shows some deviation at low pressure. So experimental value may deviate, some deviations are there. Okay, so limitation, this equation is purely empirical and valid over limited pressure range only, not for all pressure range. And the values of constant k and n also found vary with the temperature. So no theoretical explanations were given. These are the constant only, but it is also found it can also change with the temperature. So no theoretical explanations were given. These are the limitations. What are the limitations of Freundlich absorption isotherm? Means you have to write these 2 points. Next topic, catalysis. Catalysis. In 1836, Berzelius identified certain substance loosen the bond in the reacting molecules and increase the rate of the reaction. Already you know about catalyst. Catalyst means what? In your lower classes, teacher told catalysis means what? It helps to increase the rate of the reaction. That means it helps to increase the speed of the reaction. But here we are going to study catalysis means alter the substance which alter the rate of the reaction. Alter means what? Change. Change means it may increase or decrease. So catalyst may increase the rate of the reaction or decrease the rate of the reaction. So Berzelius studied certain substance loosen the reacting molecules and increasing the rate of the reaction, but he also found these substances didn't undergo any chemical change. In order to indicate the property, he gave them name catalyst, because in Greek kata means whole, lyin means to loosen. So wholly loosen, that means it make bond looser, so only it is called as catalyst. Later it was identified that there were many substances which related to retarded the speed of the reaction. So hence catalyst is defined as substance which alter the rate of the chemical reaction. Alter means what? Change. Alter the rate of the reaction without itself undergoing any change means that is called as catalyst. Substance which alter the rate of the reaction without participating the reaction, without undergoing any chemical change, that is called as catalyst. This phenomenon which involves the action of catalyst is called as catalysis. Positive catalysis, negative catalysis. In positive catalysis, the rate of the reaction is increased in presence of catalyst, means that is called. So in presence of catalyst, rate of the reaction increased means positive catalysis. In presence of catalyst, rate of the reaction decreased means that is called as what? Negative catalysis. So two terms are given, positive catalysis and negative catalysis. And one more important classification is given, homogeneous catalysis and heterogeneous catalysis. Homogeneous means what? Homo means same. Both reactant and product and catalyst all are in same phase means that is called as homogeneous catalysis. Already you know homo means same. Both reactant, product, catalyst all are in same phase means that is called as homogeneous catalysis. For understanding this, some examples are given. See the illustration, SO2 plus O2, these are the reactant, and NO, that is catalyst, all are in same phase. Here all are in gaseous form. So this is the example for homogeneous catalysis. See the next reaction, Decomposition of acetaldehyde by iodine. Acetaldehyde means CH3CHO. Decomposition means what? Splitting. So acetaldehyde splitted into methane and carbon monoxide. So decomposition takes place by iodine catalyst. So here reactant and product all are present in vapor phase. So this is also example for homogeneous catalysis. Some more examples also given. Hydrolysis of cane sugar and ester hydrolysis with acids or alkali as a catalyst. In these reactions also example for homogeneous catalysis, because sucrose, water and sulfuric acid, that is reactant and product, all are in liquid, aqueous. So all are in same physical state. So this is the example for homogeneous. Next reaction is also example for homogeneous because all are in aqueous state only. Next one, heterogeneous catalysis. Hetero means different. Both reactant, product, catalyst all are in different phase, means that is called as what? Heterogeneous catalysis. It is not present in the same as that of reactant or product. So this is generally referred as contact catalysis. This is the another name of heterogeneous catalysis. And the catalyst present in the form finely divided metal or gas, powder form, that is called as finely divided metal. So here catalyst present in the form of finely divided. Here also some examples given, illustrations. Manufacture of sulfuric acid by contact process. Contact process means manufacture of sulfur trioxide SO3, that is obtained from reactions of SO2 and O2. 2SO2 plus O2 gives 2SO3. This is called a contact process. This reaction only is used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid. So contact process, SO3 is prepared by action of SO2 and O2 in presence of catalyst platinum or vanadium pentoxide. This reaction is example for heterogeneous catalysis because here in this reaction reactant and product and are in gaseous state. Reactant and product in gaseous state, but catalyst present in solid state, exists in solid state. Both are different state. Hetero means different. So only this is example for heterogeneous catalysis. Reactant and product and catalyst all are in different phase. So this is called as heterogeneous catalysis. Next example, Haber process. Haber process means manufacture of ammonia NH3, that is obtained from N2 and 3H2. So in this reaction iron is used as a catalyst. Here also reactant and product is in gaseous state only, but catalyst is in solid state. Both are in different states. So this is also an example for heterogeneous catalysis. Like that, some more examples given. Oxidation of ammonia is carried out in presence of platinum. Here all are in gaseous state, but this is in solid state. So this is also example for heterogeneous catalysis. Hydrogenation of unsaturated organic compound ethylene is converted into ethane. If double bond is present, means that is called as unsaturated. Hydrogenation means what? Addition of hydrogen. So hydrogenation of unsaturated organic compound is carried out using nickel as a catalyst. Here also all are gases. Catalyst is in solid state. So this is also an example for heterogeneous catalysis. Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Decomposition means already you know what? Splitting. So decomposition means it is splitted into two. One molecule gives two product. That is called as what? Decomposition. Here also all are gaseous state only except catalyst. Catalyst is in solid state. So this is the example for heterogeneous catalysis. Last example, in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride, benzene react with ethanoyl chloride. to produce acetophenone. In this reaction, already you know, in at every corner of benzene one hydrogen is there. This hydrogen takes this Cl, means HCl is removed. Remaining groups are combined, means you will get this product, acetophenone. So here also both reactant and product and catalyst are in different state. So it is also example for heterogeneous catalysis. Next heading, characteristics of catalyst. First point, for a chemical reaction, catalyst is needed in very small quantity. Generally, for a chemical reaction, catalyst is needed in very small quantity only, not very large quantity. Generally, a pinch of catalyst is enough for reactions in bulk. So, generally, a pinch of catalyst is enough, not more than that. So, very small amount of catalyst is enough. Second point, there may be some physical changes, but catalyst remains unchanged in mass, and chemical composition is also chemical composition in a chemical reaction. Unchanged, remains unchanged. Catalyst remains unchanged in mass and chemical composition. If you are adding 1 gram of catalyst, means after completing the reactions also, again you will get the same 1 gram of catalyst. So mass is unchanged and chemical composition is also unchanged. A catalyst itself cannot initiate the reaction. A catalyst cannot initiate the reaction. But if already one reaction takes place with a slow rate, means catalyst can increase the rate of the reaction, but it cannot initiate the reaction. If one reactant not possible, means catalyst cannot able to stop the reaction. Already if a reaction takes place with slow rate, means it can increase the speed of the reaction. So a catalyst itself cannot initiate a reaction. It means it cannot start a reaction which is not takes place. But if the reaction takes place in slow rate, it can increase its rate. This is the third point. Fourth point, a solid catalyst will be more effective if it is taken in finely divided form. If it is powdered form, means a solid catalyst will be more effective. Fifth point, a catalyst can catalyze a particular type of reaction, hence they are said to be specific in nature. Catalyst is a specific in nature. One catalyst cannot be used for all reactions. So catalyst is specific in nature. That means for particular reactions only, for particular catalyst is used. Sixth point, in an equilibrium reaction, presence of catalyst reduce the time of attainment of equilibrium. Already you know about equilibrium. It contains two directions, forward direction and backward direction. A catalyst can reduce the time of attainment of equilibrium. That means equilibrium attains fastly. Hence, it does not affect the position of equilibrium. It cannot change the direction. While from forward to backward or backward to forward, it cannot change. It can reduce the time of attainment of equilibrium. So it does not affect the position of equilibrium and value of equilibrium constant. Seventh point, a catalyst is highly effective at a particular temperature, that is called as optimum temperature. At particular temperature, catalyst is highly effective. At that particular temperature is called as what? Optimum temperature. It can vary, depends on catalyst. So presence of catalyst generally does not change the nature of product. Catalyst does not change the nature of product. It helps to increase or decrease the rate of the reactions only. For example, SO2 react with O2 means gives SO3. This reaction is slow in absence of catalyst but fast in presence of platinum catalyst. So this is the characteristics of catalyst. What are the characteristics of catalyst? Means you have to write these 8 points. Next one, promoters and catalyst poison. Promoters and catalyst poison. Two terms are given. In catalyzed reaction, the presence of certain substance increase the activity of catalyst. The third substance is added for increasing the activity of catalyst, means that is called as promoter. On the other hand, certain substance when added to the catalyst decreases or destroy the activity of catalyst, means that is called as catalytic poison. Two terms are given. One is promoter, another one catalytic poison. If a substance helps to increase the activity of catalyst, catalyst activity increased, means that is called as promoter by a substance. Catalytic activity decreased by a substance, means that is called as catalytic poison. Examples given. Already you know Haber process, manufacture of ammonia. Here generally iron is used as a catalyst. That iron catalyst activity is increased by molybdenum. So molybdenum is act as a promoter. In the same way, Al2O3 can also be used as a promoter for iron catalyst. And for catalytic poison, 2SO2 plus O2 gives 2SO3. For this reaction, platinum is a catalyst. It is poisoned by As2O3. It decreases the activity of platinum catalyst. So As2O3 destroy the activity of platinum. So As2O3 blocks the activity of catalyst. So activity is lost. In Haber process, manufacture of ammonia, iron catalyst is poisoned by H2S. This is also act as a catalyst poison. This is the another example for catalytic poison. One more reaction is given. Hydrogen react with oxygen, means water is produced. Here carbon monoxide act as a catalytic poison for platinum catalyst. So for this reaction, this is the catalyst. The catalyst activity is reduced by carbon monoxide. Next heading, autocatalysis. Auto means automatic. So here no need to indicate any catalyst separately. One of the product itself act as a catalyst. That is called as autocatalyst. So in certain reaction, one of the product form act as a catalyst. Here product itself act as a catalyst. Initially the rate of the reaction will be very slow, because initially there is no product is there. But with increasing time, rate of the reaction increases, because time increases means product increases. Here product only act as a catalyst, so it helps to increase the rate of the reaction. Autocatalysis is observed in the following reaction. Ethyl acetate react with water, we will get acetic acid and ethyl alcohol. So here in this reaction, acetic acid is act as a autocatalyst. It helps to increase the rate of the reaction. In second reaction, ASH3 is reacted with arsenic. It produce arsenic and hydrogen. So here this product arsenic act as a autocatalyst. So autocatalyst means what? Here no need to indicate, no need to add catalyst separately. Here one of the product itself act as a catalyst, that is called as autocatalysis. Next one, negative catalysis. In certain reaction, presence of certain substance decrease the rate of the reaction. So that is called as negative catalysis. Positive catalysis, negative catalysis. Rate of the reaction increased by a catalyst means that is called as positive catalysis. Rate of the reaction increased by a catalyst means that is called as negative catalysis. See the example, ethanol is a negative catalyst for the following reaction. Chloroform CHCl3 is reacted with oxygen. Carbonyl chloride COCl2 with water and chlorine is obtained. In this reaction, ethanol is used as a negative catalysis because ethanol decreases the rate of this reaction. Like that, second example, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, that is H2O2. H2O2 decompose into water and oxygen. In this decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, dilute acids or glycerol act as a negative catalyst. That means dilute acid or glycerol reduce the rate of this reaction. So this is the example for negative catalysis. So with this equation we will conclude this video. Remaining we will continue in our next video. Thank you.